Hello. In our last episode, we crossed that Jordan. Elijah and Elisha. Elisha took the mantle, smote the Jordan, and they crossed over on dry land. Once they crossed over the Jordan, in 2 Kings chapter 2, verse number 9, it says, "And it came to pass when they were gone over, that Elijah said unto Elisha, Ask what I shall do for you before I be taken away from thee. And Elisha said, I pray thee, let a double portion of thy spirit be upon me." Now notice, it wasn't at Gilgal or Bethel or Jericho or at the Jordan. It was when they crossed over that Elijah said, "Now, you've shown some vigilance and diligence and stick-to-itiveness and perseverance, some hard-nosed, pursuit. You would not give up. You would not stay back. So now you've come to the place where now you can ask what you will, and it'll be done." I believe there's a dimension in God where you qualify. I want to say it that way. God's mercy and grace is always extended to us. But there's a portion of scripture that says that many are called, but then there are few that are chosen. And it's not that God is, partial. No, but God will test and prove you. I believe Elisha was proven here. Notice, there were schools of prophets everywhere. But Elisha was the one that pursued. Now think about this a moment. The school of the prophets were probably educated in the prophetic and a lot of different things. But Elisha was in relationship with Elijah. But he wasn't in or taken from the school of prophets. The mantle was placed on him while he was plowing. God chose him from the field. So perhaps he didn't have the education of the other prophets or the eloquence of the other prophets. But he had something that was placed upon him by that mantle when Elisha was first encountered by Elijah. He threw his mantle on him. You see, there's something that can come from God, and many of you out there see it. You see what an education can't give you. You have something you've not learned in a system, and it came from God. See, that mantle fell on Elisha in the beginning, and he had what we call a foretaste. I believe he could see what his future was, what his destiny was. Wherein others might be grappling or still trying to figure it out, still trying to muster up enough faith to believe, I believe he saw it already. I believe that played a major part in his hot pursuit in not giving up or staying somewhere where he knew Elijah wouldn't be. As long as God lives and thy soul lives, I'm not leaving you. He had that type of relationship. Elijah was served by Elisha for 14 years. You ought to have some kind of witness in your spirit that God's about to do something big in your life. That something's about to be transferred from God. Listen, you've been faithful. You've taken the knocks and the bruises. You've fallen up and you've fallen down and gotten up. You've been ostracized. You've been through it all. And it's not for naught. Let me encourage you, it's not for naught. I believe many of us, see, the Jordan represents death to self. They crossed the Jordan. Notice all the other prophets were on the other side of Jordan. Except at Jericho, where they, their first conquest. But he crossed Jordan, and that means death to self. I believe when we die to our self agenda, our self-preservation, our own, me, I, my, and mine, and really put our relationship with God first and say, Lord, wherever you are, there's where I want to be. I don't want to stay here if you're going there. I don't even want to come to Bethel, the church, if you ain't showing up there. Elisha had that in him. God put it in him because God knew he was going to transfer a mantle to him. Some of y'all are sitting on the edge of your seat because you know what I'm talking about. You have sensed this thing and it's coming towards you faster than you think. So here we are across Jordan. Now Elijah says, ask what you will and it shall be done. And Elisha knows what he wants. I want a double portion. I want double what's on your life. He said, you ask a hard thing, but he says this, if you see me when I'm taken, you'll have it. But if you don't see me, you'll miss it. He's come all this way. Listen, you've come all this way. You didn't, let me say it this way, you didn't come all this way not to see him when he's taken. You came all this way to receive that fullness, that double portion. So we're going to continue this in our next 5 minutes of faith. So stay tuned. And remember, you don't need a whole lot of faith. Use that faith you got. It'll get you there. God bless you till next time.